What's going on, guys? We got a real serious and sad story to talk about today. Today, I want to do a deep dive into who is this guy, Tanner Horner. And if you haven't heard of this story yet, because it's relatively new, 48 hours ago or something to that effect, a young girl by the name of Athena Strand, 7 years old, was abducted outside of her house by, of all people, a FedEx driver. Now, FedEx will quickly tell us that he's just a contracted driver, so that somehow absolves them from the responsibility of making sure that they have mentally sound people who are, safe to be in our communities, to know where we live and know the composition of our homes. Because believe it or not, like these delivery drivers, much like our tried, trusted, and true UPS workers, but you rarely hear anything from them. If you hear something, they might be stealing money from packages, but you rarely hear a UPS driver, a USPS driver engage in this kind of conduct. But it's their responsibility to do sufficient background checks, sufficient psychological evaluations to make sure that the people who they're entrusting to come to our homes have the sanity to not do what this guy did. But I was able to uncover a few things. Find his Facebook, his Instagram, his Twitter, whatever, not his Twitter, and also dig up an article about a girl that he actually had relations with who claimed that he raped her, which is crazy. And we're going to talk about all that stuff today, man. But first, I want to bring you guys back up to speed. Appreciate U.S. Patriot Lady for being in the building. Thanks for coming through, showing love. Please make sure that you hit the like button, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button when you come into the chat, so you don't have to worry about it later. We need that like so we can attract new viewers. Also, quick housekeeping. I've been saying this for a long time, but I've finally made up my mind that I'm going to do it. I am going to start doing the Strategic Eyes show on a set date. Um, There'll be other dates that I'll come on and do my live. You guys know I'm addicted to talking to you guys. But we are going to stream every Sunday at 10 p.m. 9:30 to 10 p.m. is going to fluctuate, all right? Every single Sunday is what we're going to do. Sunday's my day off. I rarely am forced to work on my day off. It happens from time to time. And when it does happen, it's usually I'm working in the morning time or something to that effect. So I think it's going to be doable for me to have a set time. One of the problems with this show is people don't know when to find me. You cannot rely on YouTube to notify you guys when I go live, especially since I sabotage myself by literally doing 90% of my lives as pop-up lives. 90% of my lives, I don't give you sufficient time. I don't even give YouTube sufficient time to notify my people and make sure that we have a good audience. So what I'm gonna do, like every single content creator on the planet has said I should do and also practice themselves, is to get yourself into that algorithm where YouTube can predict when you're gonna come on. I'm gonna give a set time, and that set time for now is gonna be Sunday. My days off change, then we'll change that set time. But it's going to be Sunday, 9:30 or 10 o'clock Eastern, depending on what I'm doing, depending on what's happening with the kids. And that's going to be it. So look for a show every single Sunday, 9:30 or 10 p.m. Eastern from the Strategic Guys show. Will there be other shows? Of course. Like, I need to talk to you guys. They're breaking news. But it's a pop-up live. If you catch it, you catch it. But you guys will know that if you want to find me, you can find me at 9:30 or 10 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays. That's what we're going to do. Philip and Buster said it's 8 a.m. over there. Well, Philip, you're going to be having breakfast with the Strategic Eyes show. We appreciate you, Philip. Right now, it's like early morning for you. Like, come on. This is crazy. This is the beauty of the internet, how it brings us all together. So, wow, what a terrible case this is, man. Wow, this is like, so let me, off the dome, what I got so far is the little girl gets off the school bus and she's going home. She has an argument with her stepmother. This is not her biological mother. Father is away on a fishing trip out of state. For whatever reason, I mean, she is 7 years old. I'm not going to try and put no blame. I'm not going to say she wasn't being properly supervised or whatever. For whatever reason, she's outside by herself, and this UPS driver guy abducts the little girl. The police are claiming that within 1 hour of her being abducted, he killed her. We don't know how she was killed. Her body was found 2 days later after the crime had been committed. We don't know what he did to her. We have no clue. We can use our imaginations, as disgusting as that would be, but we want to solve the case. We want to understand what's going on. The imagination is going to be, obviously, in my opinion, she was abducted for some nefarious, how should I say, deviant purposes, if you know what I mean. It could be, I don't know how much he could get done within an hour. I'm sure he could get done a lot. But an hour is relatively fast to kill the kid. So I would imagine that the child was screaming, making noise, screaming, fighting, and he just decided, I don't want to get caught. This is too much for me. I'm just going to end this child right here. The fact that this guy, who is a FedEx driver, would decide that it's a good idea in 2022, when there's surveillance, every single home has surveillance. I have surveillance 360 around my house. I even did something I said to myself I would never do, which is have cameras in my house. I have cameras down here in the basement because I'm the only one that really comes in the basement. And if somebody wants to break in, they'll most likely come through the basement. I have cameras in my garage because that's a weak point of the house. And I have cameras in the kitchen. We put the cameras in the kitchen because when we first got the house, we weren't living in here and it got broken into and somebody stole the pipes. And then after we're in here and I have surveillance everywhere and Google controlling everything, I have an entire Google ecosystem. I said, Mommy, you wanna remove the camera? I don't want you to think I'm spying on you while I'm at work, like that's kind of weird, You're my lady, but I don't need to spy. And she was like, no. Leave that camera in the kitchen. Leave it. You never know when you might need it. So there's a camera in the kitchen, camera in the garage, camera in the basement, and 360 cameras all over the perimeter of the home. In 2022, not to mention a doorbell camera. And then I have a big camera on top of the door so you can see like everything, the road. So what would make this guy think that it's a good idea to abduct a child in the middle of the day, knowing that people have some form of surveillance on their homes or on their property? At the very least, people just pretty much have those doorbells. Number one, it's convenient. You can see who's outside without having to go to the door. I know friends that they don't feel like being bothered. They'll tell people on the camera, nobody's home. And then and they're in the house. And also for packages, because we have so many people stealing packages, you got to have at least some type of doorbell camera, regardless of what brand it is, you got to have one. So this guy kidnaps the girl in the middle of the day. And of course, the cops, this is a small, quiet country town community. Of course, the cops notice the only car that went by here was this FedEx truck. So this is the only car that went back around here was the FedEx truck. And they got their cameras in other houses, and they basically know he's the one who did it. They track him down. He gives a full confession that he killed this child and gave the location of the child's body. Why? Why? For what purpose? How could you be so impulsive that you could not control whatever deep, dark desires you had and say, this is not smart? I should not do this. But I guess that's the question we've been asking since the beginning of time. Because since the beginning of time, we've had men who have been willing to do these things to innocent people without thinking about the consequences of their actions. So I want to go ahead and, excuse me, my voice still chipping, still working on getting that voice back, but we made a lot of progress, as you can hear. But let's jump into this and let's start getting some backstory on this situation. And of course, as usual, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to connect the Bluetooth as usual.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Let's connect that Bluetooth. We got Zaza in the building.
Bluetooth connected.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Turn of events, hundreds of volunteers, dogs, and drones were all out there with investigators. But unfortunately, by the time they found her, she was gone after police say she was snatched just feet away from her home. Overnight, a more than 48-hour search coming to a horrific end. The body of 7-year-old Athena Strand found after police say she was abducted and killed.
It's one of the toughest investigations.
This is a funny thing right here, right? And I don't want to sound funny when I say this, because all children are angels. All children are amazing, right? But why is it the ones who always meet these untimely demises are always the ones that literally look like angels? Look how beautiful that little girl was. Look how pure she was. Look at that pleasant smile. Look at those beautiful eyes. Look at the little bow that mommy put on her head. Maybe daddy did it too. Let's not be sexist. Mommy and daddy could put bows on their kids' head. Why is it always the ones that look like angels that end up losing their lives? Not that any child should lose their life, but why is it that we look at, you look at the average kid, it's a beautiful kid, handsome little boy, beautiful little girl, great. But when you look at the ones that experience this type of tragedy, they always look like they're angels. I don't even understand it. Let's keep going. I apologize.
Of 7-year-old Athena Strand found after police say she was abducted and killed.
It's one of the toughest investigations that I've been involved in because it's a child. And anytime there's a child that dies, it just hits you in your heart.
31-year-old Tanner Lynn Horner is now in custody and will be charged with capital murder and aggravated kidnapping.
We do have a confession.
Police say Horner was delivering a package to Strand's house Wednesday evening and snatched her from the driveway soon after, just 200 yards from the home. Authorities believe that Strand died within an hour of being abducted.
Well, what's the point, guys? Literally, what's the point? He didn't even make it hard for the cops. It's like they came out, yeah, I did it, and she's buried over here. Or dumped over here. What was the point? Why go through all? Why throw your life away? Why cause so much pain to this family just to, yeah, I did it. This is where she's at. 1 hour. I mean, maybe that hour was mercy by her not living longer to be tortured more. Obviously we'd like for her to be released and to go home to her family, but you kidnapped her with less than an hour after kidnapping her, you kill her, and then the cops couldn't get you within a few hours, and then it's like, yep, I did it, her body's over there. What is the point, man? Let's keep going.
The most critical time when a child disappears is the first 3 hours. And the place you immediately look was who was out in the community. People delivering things, people having calls for their home air conditioning heater to be fixed, whomever it might be. But the key is they can be your eyes and ears as to who might be on the street at the time this child disappeared.
The first grader was reported missing from her father's home in Paradise, Texas that same evening. Strand's stepmother calling 911 saying she had gotten into an argument with Athena, went to make dinner, then found Athena's bedroom empty, telling police she searched for an hour but found no sign of the young girl. Police issuing an Amber Alert on Thursday.
I mean, listen, like once again, this is a tragedy. This stepmother never knew that this was gonna happen. All right. And so I'm not putting any blame on her, but to me, an hour is too long. You guys heard that, right? Now we all backseat quarterback, and I get it. But an hour, like I don't know how many parents are inside of the chat, but all of us have lost sight of our child for a second, whether it's in the home, outside, whatever. It has happened. All right. And anybody pretend like it never happened to them, you probably don't take your kid out then. You know, if you take your kid out thousands of times, it's going to happen one time. And every second is an eternity. So consider 60 minutes of an eternity of not being able to find this child. And it takes you that long to call the cops. I don't know if it have made a difference. I have no idea if it made a difference. It probably wouldn't have made a difference. But to me, 15, 20 minutes is enough, if not too much. If I can't find you in the first 5 minutes, I'm calling 911. Because the worst thing that had happened is while police are on their way to find out what's going on, I can call back 911 and say, listen, I apologize. I found the child. The child is hiding in a closet. Better safe than sorry. This is what you pay us for. We're public servants. We can't get mad because we got a false call and we were halfway on the road to come see you. Or we got there and we knocked on the door and it's a false alarm. I'm not judging, but that hour seems a little extreme to me. And there's nothing nefarious with this lady. This lady did not aid and abet this man in doing this. She wanted that child safe and secure, just like everybody else, just like her biological mother, just like her biological father. That stepmother meant no harm to that child that we know of. I'm just saying, human to human, parent to parent, 1 hour was way too long to call 911 and start that goddamn APB. Because if you'd have called 911, they wouldn't make this a priority. Because listen to what they would be told. She was outside. The last thing I know is that a delivery car went by and then she's gone. That's a APB. That's it. The investigation starts immediately. Let's keep going.
Hundreds of volunteers helping in the search efforts. We spoke with her family on Friday.
We definitely don't believe Athena ran off. We're not sure if she's been abducted or not. I'm scared and I'm hoping that we find her.
Investigators locating her body late Friday. And FedEx telling ABC News that words cannot describe their shock at the reports surrounding this tragic event. Guys, just such a terrible story.
Really a parent's worst nightmare. Rena, thank you for that update.
Well, I mean, listen, you know, it ain't worth much because people want their kids back, but definitely multi-million-dollar lawsuit on hand. Let's do some more.
Delivery in front of the house about the same time that little Athena, 7-year-old Athena, came up missing.
Sorry. Sound is bad on this one.
And continued good work by this investigative team. They were able to determine that the driver abducted Athena.
Unbelievable. All right. I want to go ahead and
one of the toughest investigations that I
want to go ahead. Let me see what else we got over here. All right, so let's get into Tanner. This one's going to start talking about Tanner. It's a minute and 49 minutes, and then we're going to go to the social media pages and see what we got going on with his social media page.
Heartbreaking end to a 2-day search for a missing 7-year-old girl. Late last night, we learned search crews found the body of little Athena Strand. Now, she was last seen just more than 48 hours earlier in the town of Paradise. That's in Wise County, west of Denton. Her entire community came together to find her, hoping for a different outcome. This is a difficult story, but here's what we know this morning. Police got a tip yesterday about Athena, and that, along with their own investigating, led them to 31-year-old Tanner Lynn Horner, the driver of that FedEx truck who was delivering a package to Athena's home. Now, he's now in custody, charged with abducting and killing the young girl. The sheriff's office says he confessed and told them where to find the body. Horner is being held on a $1.5 million bond.
It was a monumental task, and because of the cooperation, because of us working together, we were able to get the answers. Some of the answers were not the answers that we would have hoped that we would have gotten. It hurts our hearts to know that that child died. So much so that she is on her way now to the medical examiner's office. And there's a Texas Ranger in front of her, and there's a Texas Ranger behind her.
As you can imagine, the sheriff says Athena's family is angry and in utter disbelief. Now, this morning, FedEx shared this statement about the tragedy, saying, "Words cannot describe our shock and sorrow." The company offered condolences to the family and says it's cooperating fully with this investigation. Now, there are still a lot of questions about the suspect, why this happened, and how the community will honor Athena. We'll be working throughout the day to bring you those updates.
Wow. So I want to go ahead and jump over to the young lady who accuses Horner of sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager. Before we do that, please hit that like button. Make sure you're hitting that like button, support the channel. If you're popping in here because you saw the title of the video, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Support this channel. We talk to true crime. We talk everything on here. So we do appreciate the support and the love. All right, so let's jump over here real quick. I'm going to bring this screen up over here. Let's just hit that. Boom. Awesome. All right, so this is the young lady. No, this is stepmother and a dad, but let me see if the girl actually, I think this is the young lady right here. 23-year-old Shay Marie, showing here, says that she was 16 years old and Tanner Horner got her drunk and took advantage of her. Now, this is my problem with this situation here, right? We've seen this so many times. I mean, as a police officer, I see this all the time, right? First of all, I am very sorry that this woman experienced that trauma. 100% sorry about it. But it does nothing to help this case because, unfortunately, he victimized you and you did not come forward. And since you did not come forward, he was able to offend again. And his next victim was a 7-year-old child who he did God knows what with and killed. And that's why it's so important for these victims to come forward. Listen, I did sex crimes for many, many years. Many, many years I investigated sex crimes. I've taken all the trainings. I've spoken to victims, victim advocates, the whole nine. I understand. I don't understand as in lived, but I've been taught about the trauma. I've been taught about how hard it is for victims to come forward. But if you don't come forward, you leave these monsters and these predators on the streets to offend again. And that is part of their psychology. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop until somebody has the courage to come forward. They're not going to stop. Now, Queen Dies in the building says, blame her for thinking no one will believe me. I'm not shaming this girl. And this is a delicate rope that I'm trying to walk. So I'm going to say it. I don't want to shame her. What I'm doing is a PSA from a professional, a PSA from somebody who's a trained sex crimes investigator who left that work to just be a beat cop. And I've dealt with sex assault cases as a beat cop. I'm telling you, PSA, you guys do whatever you want with it. If you don't come forward and you don't cooperate, these folks live to offend again, unchecked, unmolested, unharassed, uncategorized. Nobody's watching them because to the whole world, they're just a decent person. Like David S. said, FedEx, to his knowledge, I haven't verified it, but David S. said it, that you have to pass an FBI background check. And I believe that because you're dealing with the mail. So the same background check You probably have to pass to work for the U.S. Postal Service doing the same job. I'd imagine that federal authorities would want to make sure that the person who is delivering packages can pass the same type of background check. This guy had a clean record. A dude who just decided to scoop a 7-year-old child from the front of her house and do, once again, God knows what with her, and then we know for a fact killed her and then dumped her body. This guy had zero record. But here's this young lady telling us that when she was 16, he RAPED'd her. So she chose not to come forward, but these are the consequences of it. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to show you. We're going to bring back this camera right here. We'll come back to that. I want to show you this. This is from New York City, I think like a year or two ago. Watch this.
Action on a 6 train in the Bronx early Sunday morning captured on cell phone video. Around 2:45 a.m., a man dressed head to toe in red tries to get a woman's attention as she sits across from him, hood over her head. He first taps her leg and then nudges her foot. The train slows down as it approaches the Morrison Avenue Soundview station, and the man puts his coffee cup in his pocket. As the doors open, he jumps up and scoops the woman from her seat as she yells no, flailing her legs and trying to grab hold of the car.
No! What the
The woman manages to escape and runs back into the train, alerting the man she was with, who appeared to be asleep next to her.
Y'all see that? You guys see that? That happened in New York City a year and a half, 2 years ago. The news tracked that guy down and interviewed him on the street. When they were interviewing him, he said, yo, I didn't kidnap the girl, I thought she was being, abused by the guy that was sleeping next to her, so I tried to rescue her. That's what it was. The guys in the neighborhood recognized him from the news, beat him up, and it took him to the police station. He was charged with kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment. All charges against that guy was dropped. Why were the charges dropped? Because the young lady that he lifted up and tried to carry, who did not know him from salt, the woman that he tried to kidnap to do, once again, God knows what. Why would you be kidnapping her? Why would you be trying to take this woman off the train and separating her from her boyfriend? She did not want to cooperate. So now, this man, after what he did there, this was like national news. It was so egregious, so shocking when he did it 2 years ago. This guy is scot-free. He's scot-free. There's no charges on him. There's no record of it. The only record of it is what we see here on YouTube. He has no criminal record. He's never faced justice for what he did for the video I just showed you. So now let's go back. Please hit that like button, please, guys. Support the channel. Hit the like button. A lot of people watching the stream, not that many people liking it. I can't be saying that much of offensive stuff that you can't hit that like button. So here's the young lady. So her story is basically that she had just broken up with a previous boyfriend, or he had left her, something to that effect. And she's hanging out with our perp here, who is actually was way older than her. So we're talking about two different charges here. We're not just talking about the forcible rape that he did to her. At the very least, he was guilty of statutory rape because he was over the age of 21 years old when he had intercourse with this girl. Let's keep it moving. So she said that they did drugs together and that he kept touching her and she would hit him off like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm sorry. And that he just ended up taking her against her will, forcing himself on her. And, then he unlawfully imprisoned her and would not allow her to leave the area, leave the house until he was comfortable that she was like, okay, it's all good. It's not a big deal. I'm not upset. Once that happened and she also called some relatives and they were able to come to the house, finally she was able to leave. But listen, like I said before, it's a slippery slope talking about this young lady. If it comes off that I was victim blaming, I apologize. That's not what I want to do. It's not productive. That's not going to help anybody. The only lesson I wanted to impart is that when we don't come forward for whatever reason, there might be good reasons that the person doesn't come forward. Shoot, it might be the judge who's the abuser. It might be a police chief who's the abuser and the person's afraid. Who's going to investigate my case? Who's going to advocate for me? It's the goddamn police chief that's abusing me. There might be good reasons why somebody might not want to come forward. But regardless of whether it's a good reason, a bad reason, or it's just a reason, and it ain't in my place or anybody else to judge, the reality is those abusers continue to thrive. They continue to find another victim. In her case, she was 16 years old. She got abused. Unfortunately, she got raped. I'm just going to say the word. She didn't come forward. The next victim that we know about ended up being a 7-year-old girl who's now dead. I want to go to the comment section because I see a few people commenting on what I said, and I want to definitely give you guys a voice. And then we'll start doing the Facebook and all that stuff about this crazy weirdo dude. Let's see here. Ladybug Lisa's in the building. She said, I understand 100% your fear of the pedo who abused me and a lawyer telling me I had to face him in court. I couldn't do it. I can't judge you for that. You know, and that's what I want to impart. You know, first of all, let me not get into answer the question defense mode. First of all, I'm very sorry that happened to you, Ladybug. I'm very sorry that it happened to you. I'm disgusted that happened to you. And I hope that you've been able to get help for it, to help you cope with something that, you know, you're going to deal with for the rest of your life. And I hope you're able to conquer it. Because these things don't leave us, but they can make us a better person. They can make us resilient. They can make us strong. They can make us learn to appreciate life because we have experienced torment and ups and downs. So I'm sorry that happened to you. But once again, that's what I'm saying. There's some instances where none of us can judge the person. But all I wanted to say is the reality is, for whatever the reason is, the reality is that person lives to abuse again, and they don't stop abusing. When they're trying to get out of it, they'll tell you, because oftentimes it's people you know who are the abusers. It's relatives, it's friends, it's neighbors. They'll tell you, oh, it was a one-time thing. I'm so sorry. Or I was drunk. I was high. You know, or it was you. You're so beautiful. You're so special. I couldn't control myself. It never happened again. I was in a low point. I was depressed. I was suffering from mental illness. Oh, you know, I had low self. They'll have whatever excuses they could possibly find to justify what they did. But they're lying to you. There is no excuse. They're monsters. They're sick people. They get turned on when they see children. That's sickness. That's mental illness. And because of that, they can't stop. They're addicts. They're addicted, especially after they do it the first time. Especially when they break the barrier between fantasy and actually doing. Especially when they get those endorphins and those adrenaline rush from taking advantage of that vulnerable person. And I'm sorry if I'm getting too deep into it. You guys know this is my profession. You guys know this is what I did for most of my adult life until I decided to go backwards and become a police officer in another agency for a better retirement. So I'm so sorry if this triggers anybody. Click off of this live. Come back another time, please. But click off this live. But this is the psychology of these dudes. I'm trying to educate you guys. All right? They can't stop. So if we don't pull a stop to them some way, somehow, at some point, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening until that person is stopped, until there is an intervention, whether it be death or justice. So sorry that happened to you, Ladybug. Let's keep going. Ladybug says, I want to advocate for minors to be able to testify in court without their abusers staring them down. Man, listen, that is amazing, and it would be nice, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the Constitution would ever allow that unless we amended the Constitution in some way, because the cornerstone of our justice system is you have the right to face your accuser. Like even in cases with undercovers and stuff like that, they'll clear the courtroom. And the only people who are allowed in the courtroom that person who's deep cover, they'll clear the courtroom. And the only person who'll be allowed in the courtroom is the defendant, the attorneys, and the undercover, and the judge, and the staff. So that, yeah, you might see that undercover's face, but nobody else will. Because you have to be able to face your accuser. You have to be able to say, you're the one who's accusing me? Well, I've got questions for you, which is the cross-examination. And then in turn, of course, the accuser has the right to say, do you see the person who hurt you in this room? Yes, I do. It is that person right there sitting in that outfit over there with those glasses or no glasses. Who knows? Let's keep going. But that's amazing. I think you should keep doing that. I think that's something beautiful that if you work hard enough, maybe we can affect that change and allow children, especially children, to not have to face their accusers in court. Zaza's in the building, and Zaza says, strategic, the scary thing about cooperating in the New York kidnapping attempt is her personal details, home address, etc., will be available to him. I could understand that being scary to her. Absolutely, 1,000%. But that was just as of last year. That's not as of now. And oh, you're talking about the subway thing. I believe the subway thing happened before that was in effect. I know I said a year. I think it's more like 2 years. If I'm wrong, then I understand that too. Then you make a really good point. But my feeling is, and I'll have to look that up again. Let me see if I can see the date on this. It says 2 years ago. Let me see if I can get an exact date. Sometimes the news puts it. It says 2 years ago. So we're teetering on. Maybe the law was there. Maybe the law wasn't. We're like approaching 2 years now of having that law. But that's a very, very, very good point, Zaza. And that might have been a reason why she decided not to cooperate. And guess what? Shame on all of us. Shame on the society that exists in New York, that they would pass a law that would give so much information, unnecessary information, to defendants. That's why I said, these activists don't care about the victims. They care about the criminals. They feel like the criminals are victims. They feel like, oh, the pedophiles are sick and they deserve our pity because they have mental illness and they have no choice but to be attracted to the children. Why would you pass a law that gives all of this personal information to a defendant? How does that help that defendant? How does knowing the phone number and the address of the victim or the witnesses help your defense? It doesn't make any sense to me. It really, really doesn't. I mean, if it's, you could have asked these questions during trial. So like if the person said, yes, I witnessed the burglary, the defense attorney could ask, well, do you live there? No, I don't live there, or yes, I live there. Or what, you could ask those questions. You it's not like you couldn't ask those questions before in court. You absolutely could. You could have asked for the address in court. But now you have to give this address information up within 2 weeks of the person being arrested. That means that they have the 2 to 3 years before they go to court to witness, intimidate you, and make you feel as though, and threaten to kill you if you come and testify. This certainly bail reform and court reform, really, judicial reform. It was literally written by criminals. And if you look at a lot of the activists, specifically in New York, who were pushing for this, many of them had criminal records. It was literally a bill written by criminals and endorsed by the politicians who are afraid of the activists because they didn't want to be called a less than progressive. That's the worst thing you could call somebody in New York. Oh, you're not a real progressive. So what they do, even some of these politicians don't agree with these laws, but they will pass it because they believe that if they don't, then they'll get primaried and they will no longer have the power that they so badly want to keep. And in the meantime, victims suffer. People die, people get victimized. Why? So that these folks can get nice parking placards, double the salary, because half of them are lawyers. And in New York, you could practice the law and still be a state senator and legislature and collect 2 checks. That's all it is right there. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Ladybug Lisa says, I've absolutely thought as I've gotten older, I bet he continued and could have done something. So I'll try other ways. Yeah, man, it's the only thing you can do is the best you can. You know, just keep doing what you do. Keep advocating for these children. You know, the people that everybody should be advocating for, the children. Zaza says last year my friend was getting stalked by a violent man at her place of work. When she filed the restraining order, he found out her address and started stalking her at home. She had to move. I'm in Cali. This is crazy, man. This is bananas. Really is bananas, man. Look at this beautiful little girl. What would possess somebody to want to take this child and hurt this child? I don't know. I messed up. Sorry about that. Hit the fade to black button on the black magic. Anybody who knows what that is. Who would want to hurt this child? I don't know. Who would want to steal this child from this loving family? I don't know. This man loved his daughter, and she was a stepmother. I don't know. Let's go check out this guy's look at this shit, right? You got your own babies, bro. I don't understand. Like he keeps saying like autism or something but like in another page he says something like autistic or something. I don't know if this guy's on the spectrum. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but here's his page. You've got your own child, bro. You got your own kid, and yet you would deprive somebody of their child. You would do to somebody else's child what you would not want done to yours. I don't know what Aspie, Neo, neurotypical music. What the fuck is this? Like everybody wants to be fancy, man. Everybody wants to be fancy. Give me a second. Let me look that up, guys. Maybe we could get something worthy out of it. No. Okay, what is this? Let's see here. Interpreting your Aspie. Stuck between two worlds, having a brain. I think he's trying to say that he's autistic. I think he's identifying as autistic because let's go to the Instagram page. Let me bring that over here. And you see it? Autistic as ligma. What's ligma? What the hell is that? I'm like so dumb. I don't know none of these terms. This fucking baby kidnapping, possible rapist piece of shit is. Ligma is loose internal gene, also known as the Fortnite virus. What the fuck? It's an Urban Dictionary. All right, so they're saying that this dictionary.com says ligma is a made-up disease, internet hoax claimed to have killed popular Fortnite video game streamer Ninja. All right, so over here it says autistic as ligma. So I think what he's saying is he's not autistic at all, because let me get that screen back up for you guys. So ligma is a made-up disease on the internet. It's kind of like a joke, right? They're saying that this is the disease that killed a streamer named Ninja off of Fortnite, right? Over here, he's saying Aspie. That's like referring to Asperger's syndrome, which is basically autism. And then over here, he says he's autistic as ligma, which means that he's not autistic at all because ligma is fake. It's made up. So this is his like band page right here. I don't know. Is it his kid? Like, is this gonna have like a caption? Thank God he's out of the gene pool now. People are going in hard now. Let's see. So you have a baby, take the life of another. So this is his baby. And this person said, did you murder that kid too? So this is his kid, right? I assume that's his mother. Let's see if I get like a caption off of this. He's not putting any captions. People are going hard. They are going hard right now on this fucking piece of shit. The picture with Gramps is very strange. That poor baby is crying for a reason. It's not because he has a dirty diaper. Why doesn't Gramps want to show his face? Gramps also don't have no pants on, if you can see that. Let's keep going. Sugar Bear TV's in the building. Black Sheepdog's in the building. Aki's in the building. Appreciate you guys for coming through, supporting the channel. Let's keep going. Let's see, hidden comments. Yeah, people are pissed off. It said you're gonna die in prison. Just wait till they find you. Murdered a little, and is a dad. Wow, saw someone on crime YouTube channel playing his horrifying singing and videos. He's creepy as F. Wow, we might have to look for that too. Look at how cute this little baby is, man. It's unfortunate. Your father is literally Satan. Literally. Mm-mm. This person says not only did he take the life of a little precious girl, he also put this on his own little child for life. This little baby will always know for the rest of his or her life, carrying a burden, that she has a father who killed a little 7-year-old girl. I think that's a boy, by the way. I could be wrong, but I think that's a boy. There's got to be somebody for everybody. Some female laid down and actually made a child with this strange fruit mother effer. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. As this is Snapchat, we might have to check that out. This dude is a weirdo, man. Gym sweats are the best sweats. This dude's 6'3", guys. 6'3", 220 pounds. Victimizing little babies. I think I'm okay. Machine Gun Kelly. Unbelievable. I guess this is the weirdo that slept with this fool. She's the one that allowed him to add to the gene pool. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is him performing. Supposedly he's a metalhead. Pretty sure his music is retarded. It's probably got a lot of anger in it because we know how metal is, how it can be at least, not all metal. Let me see here. Some internet beef. Miss Rainey says, I'm not trying to come at you, however, I think you misunderstood her comment. She isn't defending. I don't want to hear that bullshit. This is his band here, I guess. I want to hear some of his music. That's what I want to do. So this is what we're working with here. This is Instagram. Let's go over here, scroll down, see what he has. Worked at Buried Alive, former drummer at Albertsons. This is definitely him. He went to Azul High School, however you say it. He's in a relationship. Some young lady, unfortunately, who helped him add to the fucking gene pool. But let's keep going. He can't be an incel if he's got a chick and he's making babies. And he's got a girl and she's, she had mad filters on, but it's not like she was butt ugly. He had a girl, so he definitely can't be an incel. Zaza says he gives me incel vibes. This guy's not an incel. He's got ladies. Look at all the chicks he's got on his Facebook. They all need to be unsubscribing this dude. Let's see what he said. For my birthday this year, I'm asking for donations for Autism Speaks. I've chosen this nonprofit because their mission means a lot to me, and I hope you'll consider contributing as a way to contribute with me. Every little bit will help me reach my goal. I've included information about Autism Speaks below. So he keeps I don't know if he has a relative that has autism or if he is somehow on the spectrum, but you see a lot of autism conversation. Let's see here. Maybe we might get some videos off of this, but let's read. Dennis Cummings says, inmates are going to love you, child killer. I hope you get what you deserve. Don't drop the soap. Rot in hell, low life. Lose a piece of ish. You're going to get a lot of that, Mr. Tanner, because people are not too happy with you, dude, as they shouldn't be. Let's keep going. Oh, he's a big, proud of his child type dude, man. But he obviously doesn't give a damn about other people's kids. So this is his girl right here. Let's take a look at her. That's the one that helped him get into the gene pool. All right, let's get out of there. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm like, just in my peripheral, I seen. I was like, this little girl look eerily similar to, our little princess that lost her life. Like, is this something that he's interested in? But it's actually her. Somebody posted her on his page, as they should. Good job. Um, let's play this real quick. We covered this, but this is what she had to say. She said, "Trigger warning: assault, drugs, mention of suicide, etc." This is extremely hard for me to post. In 2012 to 2013, I was dating a 20 to 21-year-old man named Jonathan Harvey. I was freshly 16, and that's how I met Tanner Horner. That's why you should not be dating these older men, man. People need to give their children guidance and stop letting them date these old grown men. A 21-year-old man should have no business being with a little girl, with a 16-year-old girl. This is just a lesson for everybody, period. Aside from this situation, I'm not victim blaming her for what happens to her, but we need to stop our young girls dating these old men. We need to send their asses to jail. You see some older dude call your daughter and it's not serious, give him a warning. Like, yo, listen, man, leave my daughter alone. I don't play those games. I'm going to call the cops. If you keep talking to her, call the freaking cops. Because sometimes these girls be lying. Sometimes they be lying. Sometimes they'll tell you they're 18 and all that stuff. So I'm a big proponent. Give a motherfucker a warning. You know what I'm saying? But 16-year-old girls should not be dating no 21-year-old dude. Let's keep going. I was young and stupid and didn't think anything about these men who were years older than me wanting to be around and have sex with me. As a depressed, suicidal young girl, I was using sex as a form of self-harm. I was drinking and smoking and doing everything I could be to be numb. See, this is another thing. We're constantly not taking mental health issues seriously. If this girl got help, she wouldn't be in this situation. Let's keep going. Summerish of 2013, I left Jonathan alone for good due to him cheating and getting a girl his actual age pregnant. I decided, hey, this will hurt him. I started dating his best friend, Tanner, who would feed me alcohol and K2 and proceeded to have sex with him. Thinking nothing of it until the next day when I felt disgusting. I went home and showered and scrubbed every inch of my body and damn, this is messing it up. And due to my body's trauma response and maybe it's on the next page, guys. Let's see about the next one. Because this stuff on the bottom is covering it. Alcohol involved. I couldn't remember exactly what happened. I just knew it was wrong. All right, let's keep going. All right, let me pause it. Summerish of 2013, I left Jonathan alone for good. Okay, let's go down. All right, so the second paragraph. Fast forward to November of 2013. I was freshly 17 and went to hang out with Tanner and his friend. Tanner would always flirt with me and it made me feel gross because he was so awkward and always did it away from other people. I even have messages with someone stating this and that I didn't flirt with that someone because I was 17 and it was illegal because these men were way older than me. He proceeded to say 17 is legal for me and I'm the same age as Tanner. I got drunk and this was the second time he sexually assaulted me. I was unconscious when it started and woke up and let it continue because I was too scared to say anything. He didn't understand no because when I woke, I said no and he didn't stop. See if we can get the bottom part. After it happened with Shay, I distanced myself from him, blocked him even. Unfortunately, as someone who has been molested multiple times, so this person's just in a cycle of trauma here. They're literally putting themselves, and I'm sorry to say it, but because of their trauma, it's not like they're actively doing it because they think it's cool, but because of their trauma and their mental illness and all the things that are not being treated that's wrong with this girl, she keeps putting herself in these situations pretty much knowing whether she wants to admit it or not, what the outcome is going to be. That doesn't mean that it's right. She's being taken advantage of by grown men, and they need to face the music for it. But we're listening to the story. We see the pattern. We see what she's doing. She keeps going back to hang out with them. She keeps getting drunk and using drugs with them. She keeps getting woken up in the middle of her stupor, being raped. And then she comes back and does it all over again. So let's keep going. Unfortunately, as someone who has been molested multiple times in my life, I fell into harder drugs at 18 and 19 while I was being beaten, isolated, and abused by my drug-dealing ex-boyfriend. When Shay called me the night Tanner Horner assaulted her, he's the reason I couldn't go to her because he had my keys and refused to let me leave the house. So it sounds like Shay was assaulted too. This is a different person. Sounds like it's two people now. I mean, I'm reading how these people are writing, but it seemed like she had been assaulted by him, and then her friend Shay called her. I think this might be, where's it at? Where is it at? It's the Daily Mail. This one right here. I think this is a different person. Yes. So it's two different people that is accusing him of sexual assault. Because Shay, who's this young lady right here, Shay Marie, she called her friend. So let's go down here. We got to connect the dots. Sometimes you just can't read it all the way through. You got to connect the dots. So let's connect these dots here. Let's connect the dots. Okay. He wouldn't give me his address so I could leave. He wouldn't leave the room so I could change. He kept demanding I talk to him, asking what he did wrong. He acted innocent. He began cutting himself behind me. So he's cutting himself. He's a cutter. He's a weird dude. I got a hold of my friend. I think that's the person that's in that post. I had to run and hide in the bathroom. Her and her mom came and got me. By the time it was at this point, it was about 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. I haven't spoken to him since. She called her friend. Now we go over here. And this person is saying, when Shay called me that night, Tanner Horner assaulted her. This is the second person. Remember, they just described how he raped her before, how him and his friend had raped her. Now she's saying, when Shay called me, the new victim, the female Shay Marie, the night Tanner assaulted her, he's the reason I couldn't go to her because he had my keys and refused to let me leave the house. This is a different guy who's raping her. I got you. It's so confusing. There's a lot going on there. I'm sorry. Man, now we got to start over from the beginning. Let's just wait. Let's go to the second page so I can read the second page. All right. Fast forward to November 2013. I was freshly 17 and went to hang out with Tanner and his friend. Tanner would always flirt on them. Let's keep going. We're on another page. We're on the third page. All right. As I fell deeper into drugs, I started acting out, doing stupid-ish, hurting the people I love most, including sending those horrific messages to say after leaving a mental hospital after a suicide attempt that would have succeeded if my roommate hadn't called the cops. I was detoxing, drunk, looking for my next high, and hurting because I just wanted to be okay. I physically didn't have it in me to do anything besides numb my own pain. I didn't care. I was an addict. I hurt my best friend and I considered a little sister because of this badly, and that relationship will never mend. I accept that and I regret everything I've done to anyone from the time I started cocaine, 18, to the day I got sober, April 4th, 2021, which was, wow, just last year, at 25. That's 7 years of hurting people and doing horrible things to these people I said I loved most. Let's see what else we got. The reason I'm coming forward isn't for attention. I kept silent. I reported my rapes to the police and encouraged Shay in a private message to join me. What's up with this? I want to know, because now she's saying she reported it. I want to know what's going on here. Do the police have to answer something? Let's keep going. I reported my rapes to the police and encouraged Shay in a private message to join me. I didn't want to publicly say anything and take anything away from this poor baby and her family because I felt horrible. If I had reported it 2 years before he hurt Shay, I could have stopped it all, as I was telling you guys. But I didn't because I knew what the cops could and would do to me. I was promiscuous. I was drinking. I dressed like a slut. I couldn't do that, and I couldn't face my family, so I blocked it out. I shut it down. I lost myself, and that's the other side of what I said, which is people have their reasons. They're experiencing trauma, and they oftentimes don't have the power, the strength to turn that person in. So let's keep going. In 2018, when those photos were taken, I was there because they paid me, and that money bought me my next bag. I wanted to get high. The same night, Tanner looked me in my face and tried to kiss me. I shoved him away, and he proceeded to state, "You were so much more fun when you were a kid." Jesus Christ. What a nasty fuck. Do you hear this shit? He's a pedophile, man. Keep fucking going to the next screen. Now we gotta wait. Oh my gosh. All right. It doesn't take long. Let's let it cycle through. Unbelievable. Did you hear that shit? This guy is nasty. Oh my God. One more page. We're almost there, people. All right. It hit me. Everything hit me. And it sent me on a spiral downwards that caused me to lose everything. I lost my apartment, my car, my friends, and did some really shitty things because everything hit me at once. Let's keep going. Wow. I believe her. I believe everything she's saying right now. At this point, I thought it was too late to report. They wouldn't do anything. I didn't know about the fact that there was no statute of limitations. So last night, I called it in. When your comments showed me that I could, I filed a report and am waiting for an officer to call me. I would have gone in and reported, but my car was totaled last Saturday and I have no way to do anything. I'm sorry to Shay and those I hurt during the 7 years I spent trying to destroy the little girl that attracted this disgusting men to me. I'm sorry for everything, but please just leave me alone. I've been sober for a year, and this is causing some very bad feelings to arise, and I've been struggling. I had to call out of work today because I couldn't sleep last night because I blamed myself for Athena because I was too coward to report because I knew the cops wouldn't listen. Well, I mean, it appears that she assumed that the cops wouldn't listen. To their defense, she didn't report it, and they didn't tell her we're not believing you because you dressed, promiscuously. Let's keep going. Shaylee Moore. I understand you blocked me after this, but I'm considering coming forward about Tanner silently just to the police. I'm terrified. All right, so this is basically the messages that she sent. All right, that's it, man. Wow. Thanks, Handyman London, for posting this. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we can find on this guy's page. People got to change.org for the death penalty for this dude. The question is, do they have a death penalty? Do they have a death penalty? Of course, like 1 trillion people signed it. They'll probably get like 300,000 signatures by the end of the week. This is a horrific story. I don't think there's a death penalty in that state, but I hope that there is. And if there is, let me know. I mean, why should this guy live? Why should he live? What's the point in him living? I don't understand it. What value is he going to bring to the human race after kidnapping a 7-year-old and killing her? The only value is at least allowing that baby we saw in those pictures to say my dad is still alive. It's the only value. There's no other value. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, so I mean, it's going to be 1 trillion messages because everybody's jumping onto this. Let's see if we can get some of his music. See the photos, just peruse these photos. I think this is mommy. I mean, is there other times she doesn't have makeup on? She's in a bed and she has makeup on. Definitely self-esteem issues, but I digress. see what I'm saying? Like, he has a girl. He's not an incel. He has a girl. He has a girlfriend, and he has a baby. He has a relationship. You know, it's just he's a nasty fuck. He's nasty. All right, let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Let's see. Looking at some of these memes, because sometimes these memes tell a story about what these people are really thinking. Can't really read that. Let's see here. That's not gonna work. All right, let's go over here to his artist page and see if we can see if there's any music on here we can listen to. You know, people going hard already. Like, write a metal song in prison. He a rapist and a child murderer. People not playing. They not playing. Let's see if we can get. He has no videos. How about photos? All right. Let's What's the name of the band? We'll go ahead and if we can get the name of the fucking band, we can go ahead and kind of like look them up on YouTube or something. I don't know. Let's type it in. Let's do it. Let's bring it back to me. Hello. What's happening? I'm going to go ahead and try and find a guy. See if I can find some music from this douchebag. Wow. Music. I think one of his Facebook pages actually showed it showed what band he's a part of. All right, let's do it. Let's do it the easy way. The easy way is that it was either his Instagram, okay, vocalist of Commit and Conquer. That's the name of the band. Now let's go over here. Let's go to YouTube. You know, somebody on his team is going to copyright it, but I don't care. They do that. Like, I've played murderers and stuff like that, music, like, so you just figure out who the hell they are. And you're damn right people have copyrighted. Let me bring you guys back in. Check this out. So this is it right here. Oh, no. That may not be it. May not be Conquer Home Music. May not be it. Conquer, Divide. That don't look like it. You got rap music here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you guys real quick. Play another video for you because I can smell my fireplace. I think I got to close it. The fire probably went out and now it's blowing in. It's gonna take me 2 seconds. Let me just set it all up for you real quick. We got a $5 super chat from Lucio the Doberman. Says, sending love from snowy wonderland of Canada. I got you. Appreciate you. Let me get this video set up and then I'm gonna run upstairs real quick and take care of this. Take me 2 seconds. Take care of this fireplace that I can smell down in the basement, which means I'm surprised mommy didn't come down here like, what is that smell? What is happening here, buddy? Jesus Christ.
As we told you at the top of this newscast, a Wise County community grieving this morning in spite of a massive search launched in hopes of finding her alive. The body of 7-year-old Athena Strand was found last night. Kennedy Walker has been covering this story for us since the beginning. And Kennedy, certainly this is not news that anyone in Wise County or anywhere in North Texas wanted to hear.
No, it was not, Robbie. This is a very sad end to a 2-day search for that missing girl, Athena Strand. Police say that a FedEx driver kidnapped and killed that 7-year-old girl, and he is now in jail. I'll step out of the way so that you can see where he is being held. For the first time, we are hearing from Athena's mother. She took to social media shortly after news broke that her daughter was found dead after that exhaustive search. She said in part, "I cannot describe the pain and absolute anger that I feel. My princess was taken from me from a sick, cruel monster for absolutely no reason." Wise County Sheriff Lane Aiken says a FedEx driver kidnapped and killed Athena shortly after she left home Wednesday evening. That man has been identified as 31-year-old Tanner Lynn Horner. He is being held at the Wise County Jail on charges of capital murder and aggravated kidnapping. Sheriff Aiken says this case is one of the toughest he's faced in his nearly 50-year career.
This community does not like losing our children. And we could see it because of all the people who came out and helped us throughout this ordeal.
Now, you just heard the sheriff there talking about how much this case meant to the community. Robbie, I was here from the beginning when hundreds of people came out to help search for this girl. Of course, this was not the outcome that anyone wanted. The sheriff also asked for everyone to keep Athena's family in their prayers as they are dealing with this devastating loss. The suspect, the man that has been accused of kidnapping and killing Athena, he is being held on a $1.5 million bond. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Just a heartbreaking story for everyone involved. Thank you for that update, Kennedy. FedEx has issued
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, as far as the fireplace went, it's just the doors were open and the fire was out and just blowing a little bit of dust. And I have a very sensitive nose. But anyway, Zaza says, I'm not going to be as nice about it as strategic was. In my eyes, their lack of action did indirectly enable the course of events that led to Athena's death. I can understand if they were shy and low key. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to victim blame. I hear you, Zaza. I don't want to victim blame, but I mean, when we're talking about, this guy saying, yo, you were more fun when you were as a kid and all that stuff, like, come on, man. Like, there's sometimes some people decide, and it's their choice, that they're just going to keep it moving. And I don't judge people for it. Like I said, sometimes it is a one-off thing, and then they move on with their life, and a person moves on with their life, and they learn from their mistakes, and it never happens again, and life goes on. That's that victim's choice. But when you have a guy like this who is basically telling you, I'm a pedophile, he's basically saying, I'm a pedophile, man. Like you were way more fun when you was a little girl. And it messes you up so badly that it sends you on a tailspin of relapse. And you lose your car, you lose everything. At what point do you say, hey, enough is enough? All she had to do was prove that they had sex. She didn't even have to prove that it was forcible, because it's statutory regardless. Don't get me wrong, rape is a higher degree. But by proving that they had a sexual relationship, she proved a felony, and then everything else she says is much more believable. So if she just went to the cops and they could prove text messages, Facebook, this not that long ago, there's social media. They were using, like me when I was young, running around with ladies and stuff. There was no social media. There was AOL chat room. But this was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. But even less, because this stuff happened not yesterday. It's this 7 years now, but she was having interaction with these guys for years. All she had to do was prove, or rather the detective proved, that they did in fact have sex. It could have been something as little as a control call. We do this a lot in law enforcement. They tried to do this on Harvey Weinstein. And a control call is bring, bring, bring. Hello? Hi. Hold on.
Hi, this is Jessica. Why did you do that to me yesterday?
Well, I really didn't mean it, but I'm sorry. I thought you wanted it, but I see you got mad with me later, so I really apologize.
Well, that really was bad what you did because I didn't want to have sex and I told you no multiple times.
That's all you got to do right there. That's the case. Once you get him on a phone call saying, yeah, I'm sorry I did it, that's guilty. It's over. That's a confession right there. You telling me you're sorry for raping me is a confession. So they had ample opportunity. They could have had digital evidence of this relationship. They could have had a control call. This is things that we do all the time. Witnesses, photos. She said photos were taken, nasty photos were taken. A lot of things were done that would prove this relationship, and they didn't come forward. And guess what? He told her he liked her better when she was a kid. And then he went and found him another kid, an even younger kid. And because there was no record for us as society to know what was going on. What they were doing was in the privacy of the places that they were hanging out, their homes, their whatever. As society, we didn't know what to guard against. Their silence basically made us all victims because so many people put their children in these men's spaces, and God knows how many other victims there are. God knows. 7 years old is very young. That is prepubescent. People call people pedos, and they don't even know what the word means. If you're dealing with teenagers, like what he did with her, that's being a hebephile. That's liking teenagers. To be a pedophile, you have to be attracted to children below the age of 11 who are prepubescent. That child looked like a baby. That child looked like a baby. And this man kidnapped her. Bananas. Absolutely bananas. Wow. Let's see what else we got going on here before we call it a day. Did we go through this second one? Let me bring it up. See if we went through this one. Yeah, people giving him the business, man. Scum of the earth. I love it. Scum of the earth. Unfortunately, we can't find his music. I mean, it is what it is. We don't need to find his music. I was curious about it. We don't need to find the music. Screw him. Screw him. Let's see what the Twitter has to say about it. Devil's Playground. Love the Twitter. Twitter is the Devil's Playground, baby. I don't understand when they talk about all this censorship stuff on Twitter. And I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. I'm not a hater of Elon Musk. I respect him for his contributions to society and the world or whatever. But have these folks who've complained about censorship on Twitter, like, oh, it's going to be this crazy place with Elon Musk on it, have they been on Twitter? Do you know how much pornography is on Twitter? Every single OnlyFans chick has videos on Twitter doming dudes and getting back shots on Twitter. Every single video where somebody's getting shot and killed, civilians, cops, mass shootings, all that, unedited is on Twitter. Like if you put that on Instagram, there's a 50% chance they will take it down or leave it up. I've experienced that. I put horrifying things on Instagram. They don't say nothing. I put another thing that's not even that horrifying and they'll kick it off. I've never seen anything moderated on Twitter before Elon Musk took over, but political speeches we're seeing in the reports that's coming out. So it looked like the only moderation they really cared about was moderating political speech, moderating the political narrative. That's the only moderation they really cared about. Because when it comes to sex and murder and all this extra stuff, they never cared. Twitter does not care. Twitter never cared in the past, does not care now. You want to see some tits? You want to see some sex? You want to see some porn? Don't go on Pornhub. Go to Twitter. Go to Twitter. Unbelievable. Let's see what they got to say going on here. Let's go to videos, see what they got. I guess it's like Wise County authorities acted on a tip, led them to the search of a FedEx truck driven by 31-year Tanner Lynn Horner, now charged in abduction and murder of 7-year-old Athena Strand, who went missing. So I guess this is it right here. It's one hell of a zoom on that camera. That's definitely a pro taking that. It's crazy. Sad. Wow. All right, so there we have it. That's the crime scene right there. FedEx will be hearing about this. That's for sure.
Because fuck you.
Wait.
Somebody tell me why everyone's obsessed with Dance Gavin Dance? I need answers.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Wait. You hear this guy's voice? You hear this beta male piece of shit bitch boy's voice? Do you hear this? This guy's 6'3" and he sounds like that. Hold on here, buddy. We got to do this again.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Somebody tell me why everyone.
Yo, man, I don't want to sound like an ignoramus. I don't want my toxic masculinity to show. But did you hear this guy's voice? Well, I don't even care about this dude. Listen to this.
Because fuck you, that's why.
What?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Bro.
Somebody tell me why everyone's obsessed.
Bro, come on, man. This dude is zesty, bro. This dude is zesty. That's why he's attracted to self. He's zesty, bro. He don't know what the fuck he is. He don't know what the hell he want. He don't know what the fuck he is. He don't know whether he's coming or going. This guy is a straight up pedo. Thank you, Ahmed. This guy is a straight up pedo. You heard that voice? Let me bring that one more time. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this dude voice right here. This is bananas. Listen to this.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Somebody tell me.
I thought he was a chick the way he sound, man. He don't got no testosterone in his voice, man. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. The body of Athena was found Friday. FedEx driver put in videos. It should be a video, but I guess it's not a video. Let's go back. This dude is bananas, man. And he do this to this little girl. Unbelievable. Let me see what the link is about. FedEx snatch and kill 6-year-old. Deep true crime. A lot of these joints lead you nowhere. Like you click them and they don't give you any information, to be honest with you. See, I want to see if we get something interesting.
Heartbreaking end to a 2-day search for a missing 7-year-old girl. Late last night.
Now we actually already saw that one. I want to get like more exclusive shit, like what we just saw, like this freaking TikTok stuff. Like what the hell? Some trash. What's this? Listen to this. This is an interview of the dude. Let's listen. There's enough of all that bullshit.
The Texas Rangers' strong suit. But you know what? What was their strong suit was capturing this piece of shit and bringing closure to this situation quicker than any case that I've seen in a long time. So I'm grateful for.
All right, here you go.
Hold on.
Let's see here. I guess this guy found.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
I guess he found an interview or something like that. Come on, Papa.
Let's take a look.
Oh,
Let's take a look at old Tanner.
This
here.
bitch boy has a fucking YouTube page. Hold on here. Hold on. Hold on here. Let me bring me up number one. Hold on, man. This fucking bitch boy has a goddamn YouTube page. Tanner Horner. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You know what it is? I looked him up, but I'll tell you what it is. When you get these circumstances, all of those different news sources bury the page you're looking for. Let me go back because he actually had the @ I'm gonna find it right now. Hold on. I just want to find like the exact page name.
All right, give me 1 second. Hold on.
Let this guy do his thing. I'm looking at the other screen. I want to get the @ so I could pull it up so we could go to his page. Or we'll just watch it on this dude page.
Here we go, folks. Y'all ready for this?
Let's do it. We're gonna watch it on this guy's page. I don't want to mess it up. I can look at that stuff later. He's got the goods. Go to Glara's page.
I haven't seen this yet, guys. So this is a reaction for me too. So
go to this Glara guy's page. Go give him some love or whatever. Tanner Horner,
8 subscribers.
2040. Let me see something. I'll search it here.
And let's take a look. Let's take a look at old Tanner here.
Get the pen out. Tanner Horner.
Tate by 21 Pilots, starting now on Amazon
Wow.
Music.
So he's gonna do some karaoke. Bro, look at this guy's crib, dude.
Yo,
like,
he don't.
What are those walls?
Bro, he does. Wait. The dude, he didn't even tape up the walls. Like, is a house? He just built that house. Like, what the fuck? He didn't even tape up them walls, man. He put no plaster or paint on them things. Let's keep going. Oh my God.
Oh, I know how to levitate up on my feet. Never since the 7th grade, I learned to fire breathing though I feel the things I felt you can learn to levitate.
Oh shit.
Bro, listen, that's a grown fucking man right there, dude. That's a grown ass man putting out fucking video of him.
Y'all can't see my reaction. Yo, hold on, chill. I need to get this on my own page. I'm sorry. I gotta get this on because I gotta do a reaction to this. Yo, I'm losing my mind what I just heard. You heard this dude's voice, man? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I'm gonna find this page. We're gonna do this. Oh, I hope they didn't take his page down. Good. Perfect. All right, we're gonna rock this out right now. Tanner Horner, he got 44 subscribers. We got to thank the YouTube gods that didn't take his page down yet. Let me find the one that this dude is. Yeah, all right, bet I got this. Yo, this dude does karaoke in his room, bro. All right, let me get this off. Let's go to this one right here. This dude does karaoke. All right, let's do this.
Tate by 21 Pilots, starting now on Amazon Music.
It's the hip hop beat, bro.
Oh, I know how to levitate up on my feet. Never since the 7th grade, I learned to fire breathing though I feel the things I felt you can learn to levitate with just a little help. Levitate with just a little help. Come down. Cowards only come through when the hours late and everyone's asleep, mind you. Now show up. I know I shouldn't say this, better curse from me with all that I would need right now. Look, come down. Cowards only come through when the hours late and everyone's asleep, mind you. Now show up. I know I shouldn't say.
Yo, look. Yo, let's point some things out in this video here, man. Yo, this dude. Look over here. This guy doesn't have any sheets on his bed. Hold on, I want to get a better picture than this one. This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. Better. This one's more lighted. He doesn't have any sheets on his bed or his pillow. No sheets on his bed as well. Look how dirty and dingy this couch is. He has no tape on his walls, no mud, no framing around his windows. This is bananas, guys. Look, he has no covers over his freaking plugs. Like, what is he living in? Like an unfinished garage or something? Like, this is bananas. This is crazy. Wow. Do you see this shit? Oh boy, let's keep going. Keep going.
This better curse from me was all that I would need right now. Look, danger in the fabric of this thing I made. I probably shouldn't show you, but it's way too late. My heart is with you hiding, but my mind's not made up. Now they know it, like we've both been for some time, I'd say.
Look at those eyes,
They're working out first blood, they're circling above. But this is not enough, yeah, this is not what you thought. No, we are not just graffiti on a passing train. I got back when I was brought back in that slot. I won't need to replace this culture. Is a culture of overexposure, not to lay the feed me to the vultures. I am a vulture who feeds on pain. Sleeping a well at room, don't let the shadow through. And sever all I knew, and sever all I thought I could take. And on my weekends on the freezing ground, then I'm sipping on please keep me from, please keep me down from the ledges. Better tested building bridges under doorways, keeping wood.
Scrappy say he's in a trailer. I'll take your expert opinion, Scrappy. Let's keep going.
Wedges under doors, chorus verse. Now here comes the 8. Wait, habits hidden, you're the worst. Your structure compensates me. Compensation feels a lot like rising up to dominate my track. To at least they all know how the here comes from a place. Oh, I know how to levitate above my feet. And ever since the 7th grade, I learned to fire breathing. Though I feel the things that felt, you can learn to levitate, which is a
Letitia said, you drawing like you drawing plays on football. You know how we do on the Strategic Eyes show.
little help. You can levitate with just a little help.
Yo, he looked like he really accomplished something. Like, yeah, I did it with my teeth, with my yellow teeth. Like, look at his teeth. Like, hold on, let's go back. Let's go back. Hold on. I want to.
It's a little help. It's a little help.
Look at the grill. Oh, God, look at those teeth, man. Jesus Christ, you nasty fuck. You a nasty piece of ish, man. Wow. Look at the grill on that mother effer, man. All right, let's watch another one. I'm hearing that it gets even worse. This is what I'm hearing. All right. Hold on. Come on here. Stop playing with me. Get that out of there. All this technology. Well, he got 3. He got a lot of gaming stuff, so he has 3. Let's watch all 3. Let's do it. Like I was saying, some lady selected him to keep it a June. What the fuck? Dude, he looked like he's in Somalia or some shit like that. He looked like he's in a bunker in the Ukraine. Look how disgusting this place is, bro. Disgusting.
Tired of being what you want me to be. Feeling so painless, my sadness surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me. But I'm under pressure, walking in your shoes. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. I've become so numb, I can feel you.
Yo, that show you anybody can be a heavy metal singer. Because those dudes really don't sing. They're like, you hear this bullshit? This dude is... First of all, your voice is naturally like a fucking falsetto, bro. You like got like a treble voice. You like a alto or a soprano naturally, bro. And you're like 6'3". And you still can't hit the notes. Let's keep going. Now, come on, guys. You guys are reaching too much on this way. You motherfuckers are funny. All right, look at this right here, guys. So people are saying inside of the chat that this looks like a Klan hood. Stop it. That look like a piece of a garbage bag. It looked like a garbage bag he has on a goddamn wall, man. That's what it looked like to me. Let's zoom in. Only on the Strategic Eyes, though. See? Only on the Strategic Eyes, though. What are you thinking? How the hell you get a Klan hood from that? I don't know. I have no idea how you get a Klan hood from that. Like, what is this now? Like rope to hang people now? Like, what are we doing here? Is this to hang people too? Is this for the hangman? You guys are too much. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. This guy is pathetic. He's got graffiti on his walls. Look up there. Graffiti everywhere. I mean, none of the house is finished. This is a trailer, I guess they said. People are alleging it's not finished. There's no tape. There's no putty. There's no paint. It looks like this was just like somebody was trying to build it up and then just decided like I don't want to build it up no more. It's over. I quit. I don't know. It's retarded. Let's keep going. Let's listen to more of this man.
Can't you see that you're smothering me? Holding too tightly, afraid to lose control.
XOXO Bob said, who is this? This is the guy who killed. This is Tanner Horner. This is the man who killed this beautiful little girl, the 7-year-old girl, abducted the 7-year-old girl and killed her. Let's keep going.
Falling apart right in front of you. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. And every second I waste is one that I can't take. I become so numb, I can feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this, all I want to.
Matistep said, again, glad you can't see my house. I probably want to do something bad. Well, Matistep, you didn't kill a 7-year-old kid. You didn't kill a Athena Strand. So we'll have mercy on you. Let's keep going.
Be more like me and be less like you. 'Cause I know I may end up.
Oh my God, the teeth on this dude.
But I know we were just like me when someone disappointed you. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this, all I want to do. Be more like me and be less like.
Yo, how can a woman have sex with a guy like this? That he'd have a baby. Look at his teeth. If his teeth look like that, I guarantee you his penis stinks. Like this, the saying that there's somebody for everybody is not a freaking lie. There's literally somebody for everybody on this planet. Look at his teeth. It looks like his breath just stink all goddamn day long. This dude does not take care of himself. I am proud of him that his wife beater is clean, or at least looks clean from the cheap camera he's using to do this production. You could smell pedophile child killer on this guy from a mile away. And somebody actually got into a relationship with this dude and let him bring a baby into this world, a baby that he will now never see for the rest of his life. Because guess what, people? A lot of you guys don't know this. But when you do child abuse, child murder, and even child sex assault, the courts can't trust you with your own kids either. So if you go shoot homeboy on the street that you got beef with over money, that doesn't affect your family. Your kids can come visit you in jail. But if you do a crime against a child, an order of protection is placed against your own children. That little baby won't be able to come see him until he's 18 because he has committed crimes against a child. So he'll never see his kid again, man. Let's keep going. You know what's so funny? Like he's got peel and paint over here. And I'm like, how the hell do you have peel and paint, bro? Because you don't even have paint on your goddamn walls, man. Over here in the corner right here. So it looked like the sheetrock is just peeling. Maybe because it's not protected. And it's the moisture in the air and him sleeping on this bed with no mattress on it. And his clothes is all strewn on it, the whole nine. It's the house is falling apart. It's disgusting. He actually put stuff up on a wall on an unfinished wall. Like, dude, all you had to do was just tape the thing up. You should know how to do that as a man, and paint the goddamn wall. It literally, to finish that wall, would cost you $20 at Home Depot. $15 for a 5-gallon tub of mud, and $5 for the tape. And I lie, another $20 for a 1-gallon can of paint. The dude literally just started living in there without even trying to do any different. Like, XOX strategic should be on HD TV. All right, I know I like fixing shit, right? I know I like being handy, all right? I'm not trying to turn this true crime murder mystery situation into an HD TV show, but I'm offended for this house. Every house wants to be made beautiful. I'm offended for this house that this douchebag was living in it without even finishing the goddamn walls, man. Jesus Christ, man. Let's keep going. Listen to more of this fucking torture. Let's keep going. Last one. If I could operate my own damn technology. All right, this guy looked like he's really into this one. Look at this one. It says under oath, young and aspiring vocal cover. All right, let's see what you got, you fucking child killing rapist piece of shit. I told you anybody can do death metal. It doesn't require skill. The people with skills are the people who are playing the instruments. And sometimes it don't even sound like they even playing the instrument. It sounds like they just hitting the instrument like, bah, 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 bah. Like it doesn't even sound like music. But this is the lead singer of that metal group. And listen to him now. Listen to how he sounded with those other covers that he's doing from real singers. Now listen to how he sound doing death metal. Yo, look at his face, man. This dude is on the spectrum, man. I don't want to be funny. I want to be messed up. But he's got the face. He's got the face. Look at this. Look at his face. He keep talking about Asperger's syndrome. He keep wanting to bring awareness to it. Look at his face, man. Look at the eyes on this dude, man. Look at the eyes on this dude. Look at his face. This dude, my apologies. This dude is on the spectrum. Don't make it any better, but I think he's on the spectrum. I think he's on the spectrum. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I think he's on the spectrum. Let's keep going. Let's listen to more of this. He's dropping his life. The reason why I say he's on the spectrum is not because I'm looking at his ugly mug and I'm like, oh, you know. No. Is people on the spectrum often have issues showing emotion. Look at these various pictures of this guy, right? I want to go back and I'm going to show you. Let's go back here. Look at him there. Get that so you can see the light. Look at him here. You see, he always has like the dead eyes face. He's not showing any emotion, ladies and gentlemen. He's screaming and he still looks like that. He's not showing any emotion. That's typically people who are on the spectrum. All over his Facebook page, as we just watched, all over his Instagram page, he's making references to the spectrum, to autism. He's asking for autism awareness. He's saying he has autism. And look at him. Look at the dead eyes. Look at the lack of expression from the nose up. The nose up. Nothing. The mouth is doing all kinds of shit with his shitty teeth. His terrible teeth. The mouth is doing all kinds of things, but from the nose up, it does nothing. Nothing. This guy is on the spectrum. Let's keep going.
That this is my last request to you. Hold your breath. But everything for the next one. Stay with you right this summer. Greatest love and change your life. To love for yourself. Run, no, run. To make sure you open up your God's not great! It's hiding! It's times like this, feeling free! So,
Yo, I don't think. Hold on. Yo, is that microphone even connected to anything? Like, is it like a fake mic? Like, look at it. Like, let's see. Pay attention to that mic and tell me if he's pretending or something. Like, he used imagination. I think it might be connected. Look at the eyes, man. There's nothing going on up there, guys. Look at this. Look in the back. See, people? Look at this shit. Look at the back of this guy. What does this say? What does that say? Oh, boy. I don't know if it paused up there. Because you ain't seeing shit right now. What? What happened? We frozen? Oh, boy, that's no good. Can you guys still hear me? I don't know what's happening. Oh, boy. Oh, this sucks. Look like we crashed. Let's see if I can fix it. I love fixing things, guys. Let's see if I can fix it. We're gonna fix it right now. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna fix this right now. Sorry about that. I guess my computer froze, but now we're back. Yep, I'm back. Good. So if you said anything to me in my departure, I didn't see it. I wanted to bring your attention to this, ladies and gentlemen. What does that say back there? What were we talking about? We're talking about eyes, right? We're talking about eyes. My eyes are dead, right? What does it say in the back? Eyes set to kill. Eyes set to kill. He's infatuated. We spent this whole time talking about how dead his eyes are, how he's on the spectrum because his eyes are so dead. And look at the poster he has in the background. Eyes set to kill. Unbelievable. Let's keep going. The messiness, unbelievable.
Feeling free, feeling bright, consequence, resigning, it's times like this, feeling free, so I just die, with the next all losing children, I'm so sad, staring at the
Guys, please hit that like button. Just please hit that like button if you're here. If you're brand new to the show, we covered a lot today. I'd encourage you to definitely go backwards if you wasn't with us from the beginning. But please hit that subscribe button. This is definitely a show that you would love to have on your subscription feed. We talk about a great many things. And hey, I'm an active duty police officer, former sex crimes investigator for the state of New York, active duty police officer in the state of New York. I'm not saying what department I work for. Highly trained, highly experienced. We talk about everything on this channel, but when we talk about it, you know that we're talking about it with authority. Let's talk and let's continue. So please join the channel, support the channel, and most importantly, hit that like button. Let's keep going.
This is my panic! This is my confidence! This is my panic! This is my confidence!
Wow. You guys hear this? Bananas. Bananas and pajamas. Bananas. Unbelievable. All right, let's see if we got anything else. I think that was the last one. It was 3 that he had did. The rest of it is him playing video games. I'll just pull one out. Actually, these are pretty old, 3 years ago. So he hasn't been on this channel for a very long time. Let's see what he says about himself, if he says anything. Nothing. And let's see if he had any commentary when he did this game. What is this, Fortnite or something like that? I'm not a big video game guy, so yes, Fortnite. I'm not a video game guy, but I do believe this is Fortnite. All right, yeah, he's recording a video, but sometimes people give commentary when they're doing these. I guess he's not sophisticated like that, so he's just recording his gameplay. All right. We've been at this for a little while now. Unbelievable. All right, so I told you we was going to do a deep dive on this guy, and we learned quite a lot. We learned that he's definitely a piece of shit. We learned he might be some way, somehow on a spectrum, which in no way does it mitigate what he did to Athena Strand. We also learned that he has a very feminine voice. We also learned that he has a baby. We also learned that he's in a band and he can't sing for shit. We also learned that he lives in a shit box without any goddamn tape and mortar and paint on the walls. We learned a lot of things about this dude. But most importantly, we learned that what he did was senseless and there's no excuse for what he did. And we just I don't think we'll ever know why this guy did what he did. XOX Bob said, we also learned that he will never have an HGTV show. No, he will not. Because he don't even know how to put tape, mortar, not mortar, but tape and plaster and paint on his walls, man. Whatever. This was definitely a very interesting journey that we went on. And it just shows you, man, as we move forward, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, everybody's life is on the internet and they're going to leave a trail. And if you do things like what this dude does, you're going to end up with people being able to see you do the embarrassing things that we watch this guy do. We also learned that he has very nasty, disgusting teeth. And that with all of his flaws, some chick decided that she wanted to allow him to add to the gene pool and actually had sex with him and had a baby with him. And now this child is going to be growing up into this misery. This child is going to grow up with everybody knowing that his dad is the guy who kidnapped this little girl and raped her. Bananas. Unbelievable. Scrappy said it's tape and mud. You got it. You got it. You got it. Anyway, guys, I'm about to get up out of here. It's late as hell. It's already 1 a.m. almost. It's 12:50. And I need to get a little bit of Netflix in and then go to sleep. You guys were amazing today. We had a really good crowd. A lot of people came through, show love. So moving forward, guys, every Sunday between 9:30 and 10, we will be doing a Strategic Guys show live stream. Okay, every Sunday between 9:30 and 10 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing a Strategic Guys live stream. So put that in your calendar. Join the Discord. If you don't get, like Black Sheepdog said inside of the comment section, if you do not get notifications from YouTube, if you join our Discord, whenever I go live, I have a bot that automatically notifies all my members in the Discord. So if you're a part of the Discord, you get notified that I'm going live. So consider joining the Discord. Consider joining my other social media so you can connect with me. Great. If you want to donate to the show, consider the Cash App, the PayPal. We also have a Patreon where I post a lot of crazy ass videos on the Patreon. Consider joining that. And also consider becoming a Strategic Guys member. If you're a member, you pay to the show monthly. You help us survive. You help us keep relevant. You help us buy equipment. You help us be a part of this YouTube community. And you help us on our journey to get a much larger show. All right, we're going to get there slowly but surely. We're going to get there. But the difference between us and other channels is that when we get there, we're going to have people who really appreciate the show, who really are fans of the show. And so when we drop a video, the views are going to show. How many people do you subscribe to have 1 million subscribers and they drop a video and only 4,000 people see it? That's a problem. If you got 1 million people who you're subscribed to and only 4,000 people watched your video, then that means that those subscribers aren't real. They really are not interested in the content. They subscribed to you a long time ago, but they're not interested in keep watching. When you build a show slow like I'm building it, you get people who truly appreciate the content, truly want to aid and abet in actually making the show successful, and your views will show. So when we get 1 million, the goal is that after we drop a video, 4,000 people see it in the first hour. And by the 7th hour, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people. That's the type of show we want to build. So let's pray for the family of this beautiful little girl. Let's pray that they'll find solace and comfort with each other and with God. Let's pray that justice will be swift and unrelenting on this fool. Let's pray for his child, his beautiful, handsome little boy who's innocent and will have to deal with this for the rest of his life. Let's pray that he does not fall down the same path of his father. Let's pray that he does not allow his father's sins to hold him back. Let's pray that he could be a police officer, a firefighter, a productive member of society, a doctor, a lawyer, a businessman. Let's pray that for that little boy because he's innocent. Let's pray that we can one day build a society that this will never happen in again. I love you guys immensely. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't on your way out. Strategic is out of here. Peace.